There has been a new item tech discovered recently in the past month or so that of course is going to be really good for the item characters, but it is also incredibly useful for the opponents of said characters. It's called ADC, or Air Dodge Cancel, parentheses, item throw, because it's about item throws. I am going to go over it here. Stick around, subscribe. So ordinarily, if you are near an item, you can Z catch it. You have to wait a frame so that your controller doesn't think you're just holding Z and C stick forward. So you need to wait one frame between Z catching, right? However, if you are going to Z drop, if you Z drop something, if you hit Z, you wait a frame and then you hit Z again, you will pick up the item, but you will start air dodging, right? So you can't C-stick it because you're air dodging. For some reason, when you Z-drop an item, it doesn't want you to just press Z again and just catch it immediately, probably because it thinks that people would just be spamming and it would be weird. I'm gonna wait 3 frames, and then I'm gonna Z-catch it. And it still does this air dodge. I wonder how long that window is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, even frame 6 air dodges. You just can't Z-drop and pick up the item with Z-catching immediately, which has implications because if you want to do a Z-drop combo on someone, you cannot hit ZZ because you will air dodge. You can't do an item throw, and air dodges obviously have lag, so it's not going to be good. You don't want to air dodge into the ground to continue your combo. That's not how that works. However, Z-drop, wait a frame, and then air dodge, and then for some reason you can just cancel this air dodge with a C-stick button, and you start throwing the turnip. That didn't happen at all when I was using Z. So you have a 2-frame window to do this. Frame 2 and 3 of your air dodge is when you can do this air dodge cancel item toss. Why? Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. And so what that allows you to do is get Z drops and still toss the item, which is kind of crazy because Z drops are always going to be faster than item tosses. So if I were to, as Pika has really bad item throws, right? So if I'm just trying to toss my stuff out of shield, I'm holding shield and someone hit my shield and I want to hit a turnip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is pretty slow, right? That's slower than my up smash. It's slower than basically any out of shield option I want to do, as opposed to Z drop out of shield, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now I can wait a frame, air dodge, and throw it back down. If Pikachu's Z-drop is really low, so I didn't actually catch the turnip there, which is why technically Pikachu has to delay some of his Z-drops, but either way, it's crazy good. So you can get crazy stuff like that, and Pikachu didn't really have a lot of turnip combos versus Peach because his Z-drop is a little too low, kind of as I showed, to consistently get things like Z-drop nairs or Z-drop fairs. But this is crazy. It's so good for Pikachu on Peach specifically. Obviously, this is going to be really good for Peach and Rob and the characters that spawn items themselves because they will have constant access to this tech, whereas I will have it in 2 or 3 matchups, right? Not going to be the same thing, and it is much better for those 2 characters, but it's nice to have something against these characters as well. But something to note really quickly, which is kind of going to determine a couple of combo routes, is let's talk about the hit lag on both of these items. So if I Z-drop this turnip on Peach, let's look at how much hit lag there is. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then she starts moving on 8. It has 7 frames of hit lag. Gyro has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 frames of hit lag, so it's kind of similar. However, one thing to note is that Gyro has more knockback than Turnip does. But for Pikachu specifically, he still has broken combos against Rob, but don't worry about it. But in this instance, I'm quite literally unable to do the same thing because he goes too far. Granted, Pikachu has this, so I'm not worried. Again, this isn't air dodge cancel. I'm just being stubborn and trying to be yeah, I don't need, there we go. I don't need air dodge cancel against Rob, even though Pika can't use it against him because the gyro knockback is too high. So when it comes to items, right, air dodge cancel just basically unlocks a whole new slew of options The Peaches have been going crazy with it. I don't know how much the Robs are doing it, because again, it has a decent amount of knockback, and the best way to use Rob's item really well with this, for example, would be with high air mobility characters. So let's go someone like Roy. There we go. Got the combo I wanted. Again, like, do you need to do this? Probably, honestly, it's probably not optimal for specifically Yoshi. Oh no, I actually got more damage. Suddenly this became a Yoshi's Broken video. Ew. It's a little harder to do if the Z drop is behind. People sometimes hold their items like this, so it's in front of them. But if they hold their item like this, then it's behind them. All these fucking characters and their goddamn backwards Z drops make this so much more difficult. Just do that. You don't need to do this character. Oh my god. Stop having it be behind. Please. Is it forward? No! Who has a forward Z drop? Thank God. That was sick as fuck. That was not what I wanted, but that was very cool. Oh, I can do it a second time. Holy fuck. It doesn't blast zone. Nope, I'm getting it to blast zone. I'm going to smash full. Fuck this. You can do that, but that's not the cool version. That's so cool. You can't tell me that's not sick. You want the full thing. Dude, that's crazy. What the fuck? I mean, she's mashing air dodge. Yep, that's your combo. That's ridiculous. Like, that's so cool. Like, it's so cool. Big fan. So again, obviously, with your character, you should figure out what your combos are, because it's just really important to understand how to play those matchups the best. Both Rob and Peach are very common tournament characters. K-Rool is surprisingly common. Maybe there's some stuff with Metal Blade, although it interacts a little different because it like keeps going or it sticks in the ground. I'm not exactly sure what is going to be the best for that, but you can figure it out with your character. I figured out some stuff with Pikachu and apparently Palu and a couple of other characters. So let me know down in the comments below who you main and if you are excited about this tech. Again, I think it is super important. It's relatively niche, honestly, to be real, but that nicheness is going to be so good, and it's why characters like Rob and Peach are going to go absolutely stupid, dummy crazy.